His wedding ring was bent way out of proportion, almost to the point where it was twisted. Welcome to Friday Night Ghost Frights from Haunted Road Media. I'm author and ghost historian Mike Ricksecker. Explore with us. Back in 2006, I took a business trip to Salt Lake City. At the time, I was working in the IT department of a library system, and this was a library IT technology summit convention sort of thing. And where we stayed at was the Peery Hotel in downtown Salt Lake City. Some of you may have heard that the Peery Hotel is haunted, but we actually got to witness this firsthand. I'd gone to this convention with several coworkers, and after a night out, having dinner and conversation, what have you, of course we headed back to the hotel. Now we were staying in the east wing of the hotel, the second and third floors, between our entire party that was there for the conference. And we didn't notice anything unusual that particular night. We all went to bed, we all fell asleep, nothing crazy or out of the ordinary happened. However, when we woke up the next morning, a couple of us had noticed something strange had happened. I, for one, had noticed that the ring that I had been wearing the previous night while we went out had been damaged. Now, I distinctly remember taking it off and putting it down. Everything was fine because I like to look at the stones on it. I picked this up in St. Thomas many years ago. Had worn it as a pinky ring for a while. I don't anymore because of the damage to it. The stone is completely missing now. You can see the little black sliver. It's Australian black opal. And at that time, half of it was missing. The whole thing's gone now. And then there was a little piece taken out of the bottom one down there. So I woke up and the ring was damaged. It was not damaged when I went to bed that night. Now my coworker, my colleague, Brian, he was the assistant director of the entire library system. So he was my supervisor's supervisor. He was the number 2 dog in the whole library system. And this was a pretty affluent library system, always ranked really high. And he also noticed that his wedding ring was bent way out of proportion, almost to the point where it was twisted. It was all kinds of crazy bent up. Now, I never heard of ghosts bending jewelry like that. And we immediately started talking about when the world could have happened. Was it ghosts? That was really our first inclination because we couldn't come up with any reasonable explanation as to how 2 different people, I was on the 2nd floor, he was on the 3rd, how that could have happened, maybe some sort of transfer. We don't know. We speculated about it the entire few days that we were there. Now, when we exited the hotel, we did ask the front desk, the people at the front desk. I don't know why we didn't ask earlier. We were just kind of, maybe we didn't want them to think we were crazy, what have you, but we decided to finally bring it up on the way out. And we asked them, hey, is there something strange going on over there? We had this happen with the rings. And they said, well, you are staying in the east wing of the hotel, and that is known to be a very haunted wing over there. Although they had never heard before of ghosts destroying the jewelry there. So that was a little bit different for them. So, like I said, I never actually got this repaired, so I no longer wear it because of the damage to it. I believe Brian did get his wedding ring repaired because, of course, it's his wedding ring. Now, the Peery Hotel is known to be quite haunted. It was built in 1910 during the big mining boom at the time, and it was built for businessmen and their families and the affluent to come in, those who are actually, financing these big mining expeditions. And it's been in continuous operation ever since. There's a lot of hotels that are that old that can't make that claim, but the Peery Hotel can. Like I said, it is known to be quite haunted. The probably most famous haunt out of there is Moaning Molly, and she is said to haunt the elevator. So going up and down the elevator, a lot of times you will hear this moan from Molly. Some try to attribute it to the mechanics, but they have been unable to explain what mechanics actually would make this moan sound. The elevator is also known to go up and down and switch floors all on its own accord. There's also supposed to be the sounds of children playing up and down the hall. Sometimes shadow people are seen. Sometimes there's moaning heard outside some of the windows. And there's also this feeling of you not being alone. Now, during part of this trip, my friend Lewis, a coworker of mine, but also a very good friend of mine, we were sharing a room where the ring got damaged. He got very sick during this trip. So what we ended up doing was I ended up renting out another room so that I wouldn't catch whatever the heck he had going on, and he stayed in that room. So in this other room, which was in the same area but more off to the side, it was an interior room. In that room, I did many times have this feeling that I was being watched, and I had this distinct feeling that I was being watched by a woman. I did have an unusual dream the one night about a woman standing near the bed, and I know for a fact that this was a dream. Many people have heard my shadow person story from when I was a child and woke up in the middle of the night, and I was awake when I saw the shadow person in the corner. When it came up, crossed my arms, ran down the hall, all that. With this woman in this dream, I woke up after seeing her and awoke to seeing nothing there. So I know for a fact this one was a dream, but I still felt like I was being watched in that room. But with my naked eyes, never actually saw anything happen. So I do know for a fact that you do get the sense of being watched in the Peery Hotel, and well, I also do know that your jewelry could end up damaged while being there. I did mention this in my book, Ghosts of Maryland. It's at the very, very beginning of the introduction because it happened just before I was asked to go ahead and write that book. So I had to convey the story of what happened to Brian and I with the jewelry. And so this is really almost a precursor to my dream of the Montpelier Mansion that I didn't know was a Montpelier Mansion until I actually went there and saw with my own eyes. Wow, this is the building that was actually in my dream. This is the hallway. These are the chairs where I was pushed down to within the dream, so I didn't sit in the chairs. So this was a time of my life where the paranormal, the supernatural was really starting to call out to me. And it seems that the spirits of the Peery Hotel were making it known, Mike, you're coming over to this world. We've been calling to you for a while, and it's happening now. Thank you for watching Friday Night Ghost Frights. Please let me know what you think of this episode in the comments below. And if you have not yet, please subscribe. I'm Mike Ricksecker. Until next Friday night.